It's Becky here, just making you a quick video to explain how to create Google Forms that you will use in some of your coaching and challenge group Facebook posts, as well as you will use on your business page to allow people to fill out an application to either join your next challenge group, to join your coaching team, or to get your newsletter. Okay, so first off, the reason when you joined our team, we asked you to make sure that you have a Gmail account is because you need to be able to use Google Forms. So the first thing you want to do is go to google.com and make sure that you are signed in to your Gmail account. In this case, mine is fitnesswithbecky@gmail.com. Okay, then the next thing you're going to do is click on this little square grid thing. Excuse me. And you're going to go down to even more from Google, scroll down to Forms. Okay, one thing you might want to do is bookmark Forms because you should be using it pretty often if you're creating these coaching applications. Okay, so this is a blank Google form. You're going to want to title it something like Becky's Fitness Challenge. I'm going to say 21-day fitness challenge. Okay. And that becomes the title of your form. And then after that, you basically are going to add all of the different questions that you want them to answer. So typically the first thing I do is I say first and last name. I want it to be a text field and it needs to be required. Okay, then I'm going to add their email. Same thing, required. I'm going to add, depending on what the application, you may or may not want to ask for their phone number. Required. And then you want to make sure that you're connected on Facebook. So I always say your Facebook URL. Text, and that's required. Okay. You can see I've put a link below to one of my example forms. So you can actually see all the exact fields that I use, and if you want to copy that form exactly, you're welcome to. But the next things you want to ask are things that are relevant for you when you're deciding if someone is going to be a good fit for your challenge group. So things that I might ask are the next things that I'm going to ask are about them, like to try and understand what they like to do fitness-wise, what their goals are, what they believe their challenges to being successful are, etc. So these are like free-form questions. So I would say, what are your short-term and long-term fitness goals? Okay, and we're going to say paragraph text because you want to give them space to write, etc. Okay, so you get the idea. You can ask, you can look at my form to see exactly what I put in my form. Okay, the next thing you want to do is kind of make it look good. And right now, so like as an example, you can click on View Live Form to see what your current form looks like. And you know, it looks fine, but it's kind of bland. So if you go back to your editor, something that you can do is you can change the theme. And they have lots of predetermined themes to help you out. Right? So if you just click on one, it's going to change all the fonts and all the pictures and everything and make it look great. Okay, so you can stick with something exactly like that and be done, or you can click on Customize. You can change out the header image. So like in our last tutorial where we created our 21-day fix challenge button cover, if you wanted to use an image like that, you can. You don't have to. There's really no major benefit to making it look pretty. other than to provide consistency throughout your branding across your Facebook page, your forms, etc. Okay? So you can save that as is. And that's basically it. If you want to view the responses that you would get from someone filling out your form, you click on View Responses. What it's going to ask you to do is to set up either a new spreadsheet or a new page in an existing spreadsheet. I usually just set up a new one, and you just click Create. It's going to put it in the same Google Drive place as your original form is at. But this is where you're going to see the responses to your questions in your form. So when they replied and all of the answers to the fields that you put in there. So this is why some of those fields, I always make them required so that I'm sure to get, this pertinent information. Some of the other questions are not as critical. Okay, so what I would suggest you guys do is to create, let's go back and look at it one last time. Here's your form. Let's view the live form. You can see the final product. Okay. What I would recommend you guys do is create forms like this one for your fitness challenge, for your joining your coach team, and for receiving your newsletter. Don't worry about the fact that you may not yet have a challenge group, a team, or a newsletter. These are just the basic assets that you want to have created while you're learning about coaching so that you don't have to go back and spend time creating them later. Okay, hope this helps, guys. Talk to you soon.